on that, so the colours are more muted and they have a much more sort of thoughtful sort of less, more sense of stillness or ambiguity or sense about it. So it's not as strident a statement as where there's a big tonal, big lights and big darks. There's a subtlety to it that you have, that sort of lends you to the mood of reflection, like the way that, you know, the idea of the sublime. Yeah, this time we're just going to start working with essentially the
So you said you wanted to do linear.
just small. So you've done the big picture. Let's go pointillist.
Okay.
So we'll create patterns through small gestures. We'll just use strokes for the moment until that feels fine. And the next colour I picked up, let's repeat it next to it. Oops, and break it. And then pick up another colour. And put it in the region of the other ones, but just intuitively somewhere. So it doesn't have to be the same place, or it could be the same place.
Yep.
But we're building up a range of colour relationships as well as form, relations to form and spatial distribution. I'm going to change hands as good as I can. And same thing, but just move it on a bit. Each of these groups have the same colour, the same colour selection, but they have different relationships to each other. And I'm just going to go through the whole box. Essentially giving them all a relationship, but just intuitively putting them in different places.
So what are we working on here? That's like move. That's different to what we've done. I mean, it looks different. And
okay, there's a pattern of mark making and air creation of areas in terms of I'm going through a series of colours that I'm choosing. I've initially made marks to establish a spatial relationship, so there's the white to this underlying pattern. So from there we're doing a variation on that pattern. So the rule that I'm using is each time I'll repeat the same colours, but they don't necessarily have the same relation of position.
But each cluster has the same colours.
They have the same colours, so that's the rule I'm working to.
Okay.
So this way the palette is going to expand to take in a lot more, and eventually they will join up. That's where it gets a bit tricky once you get a lot more hooking. Is that with that one or is that with that one? Okay. So how they relate they can be all the same if you want, or you can just make a choice as you come onto it where it's going to go. I'm just going through the whole palette because that's the system I'm working on. Now these marks I'm making, how big or little they are simply intuitive.
Mm-hmm. One cluster to the right doesn't have any orange.
Yes, it is.
That belongs to that
one's
other
got
one.
an orange, that one's got an orange.
That one
one's got an
doesn't.
or- Well, that one there. Well, you can argue with it, but
All right.
that's,
Okay.
there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. There's one for that lot,
And it needs an orange.
but that one needs an orange, yes. Good. Good. Okay, and the tail's good.
Have enough
Now,
energy?
I'm just going to work on colours. I think I've got through most of them.
Well, if you want
That's
to, like,
But that's it. That's the idea.
yeah, because I don't want you, I can already see it tight, so,
That's just, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just want to show you that.
okay. I want to see it, but I don't want to.
Well, so that's the old, it's essentially, you've got it's working to a repeated process, but each time you add to the work, what you're doing is then responding to
The other clusters and
the other
what's
clusters and the other patterns.
there. Hmm.
But the basic thing is we're going through as many colours in the box as we've got.
Hmm.
So at each stage,
Until there's no white.
until there's no white.
Cool. And do you bring in like if you're working through like
This is colour, just colour.
yeah, because I was going to say if you bring in black or something to
No,
that
no,
would
this is a colourist exercise.
okay.
It's to help
Yep.
people to engage, to experience colour
Mm-hmm.
and see what looks good and what doesn't look good, which is the alternative. This is the alternative. This is experiential learning of colour theory,
Right. Good.
instead of looking at all those
Colour wheels.
colour wheels and nonsense, and then we're just intellectualising it, and it's not a.
I do remember having to do the Year 9 assignment of
Yeah.
painting my colour wheel and
Okay. So through experience, you see what you like and what you don't like.
Yep.
So you simply try to keep the systematic. So you go through at,
Yep.
at a full box, you'd start at one end and go to the other, or just line up what you've got.
Yep.
And set them down there, and that would be. It doesn't matter if there are 3 colours or
okay.
30 colours. It's
Well-
still the same idea. So what you, and by keeping it,
Well, if you leave that, I'll.
you're keeping the relationships.
Can you do it? Can I use it as a Mr. Squiggle?
No, it's start again. Just leave it.
I like it.
Okay. You can use it as Mr. Squiggle.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Thank you.
Start with, do one of your own first though.
Oh, okay. Thank you.